everyone, yes, it's me in blue eyeshadow. Did you ever think you would see the day? I sure didn't, but today we're gonna do a really fun video. Today I woke up and I was in the mood to just play around with some things. I recently got a blue eyeshadow that I just kind of tucked away because I didn't know what to do with it, and I was like, maybe I'll use this for a video, I don't know. Today was that day, so we're going to be using it today and do this makeup look. So if you're interested, please keep watching. For all of my neutral lovers, we're going to step outside our comfort zone today. So I hope you enjoy. If you are new, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty and makeup content here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I hope you'll stick around and subscribe, and let's go ahead and get started with the video. I'm gonna shock you guys today. I woke up this morning. I actually didn't plan to film for YouTube today. I was gonna do some Instagram things, but for some reason I woke up and I was in the mood to do something a little bit different. This product is the inspiration for today's video. You're gonna be shocked when I show you. This little cream eyeshadow duo from Mob Beauty. So they sent these to me. I did like a little virtual online class thing with them, and they sent these as like a thank you afterwards. My initial thought was, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do with that? The blue, the purple, I could maybe see myself using. The blue, if you know me, is just not really my thing. But I decided I was in the mood for something different today, and we're gonna use this blue. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know anything else other than we're gonna use that blue somehow, and I'm gonna see how wearable I can make it. I'm gonna start with eyebrows. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. brow lift today. So like I said, I don't have any idea really at all what I want to do for this makeup. I just want to use that blue somehow. So I'm thinking I'm going to do a really minimal, really neutral base today, which is not different for me. But I really want the focus to be on the eyes. So I'm not going to do anything too crazy with the face, although I never really do anything crazy, but I'm just kind of brushing my brows up into place. I don't do a whole lot of color here on my channel. That's just not really my style. Not there's anything wrong with it. I think it's amazing, people that, you know, wear a lot of color. That's just not my personal style. But we're gonna try it today, so you guys can't say that I never do any color. I'm gonna try it. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of the e.l.f. Halo Glow in the shade number 4. This one is on the deeper side for me, but I have a good bit of color to my skin right now. Also, I cleaned most of my makeup brushes yesterday, so most of them are still kind of damp, so I don't have many brushes to work with. Okay, and then I think I am going to take a little bit of this primer. This is the Ordinary High-Adherence Silicone Primer. I'm going to take just a tiny bit on my finger, and I've been trying to experiment with this primer a little bit more, putting it just right here on the sides of my nose where I have the most issue with pores. I don't think I have like a ton of pores. I don't really have acne prone skin or particular issue with pores, but when I do notice them, it's always like in this area. So I'm just applying just a bit of that primer right there. For corrector, I'm going to use this EXA High Fidelity corrector. Still kind of testing this one out. So far, I really, really like it. A little bit of it definitely goes a long way. So you don't need to use a ton. And I'm just gonna use this Real Techniques shadow brush to blend this in. For my base today, I'm gonna use the Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturizer in 26W. And I'm just gonna kind of put it directly on my face. And I'm just gonna blend this in with the Morphe A24 brush from the Ariel collection. Starting kind of where I want the least coverage, which is my forehead, my nose, and my chin. And then I'll go into the cheek area. Okay, so I did a really light layer of that. I think I'm gonna take a little bit of the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. This is a good match for me when I have a bit of tan on. So I'm gonna put this under my eyes for concealer. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of this just where I need a little bit more coverage. Add a bit on the sides of my nose. Okay, I'm gonna blend the concealer out on my face with my same brush. These are really great brushes, by the way, these Morphe brushes. I use pretty much every one of these from the collab with Ariel, Makeup by Ariel. I really like them. And like I said, I don't have most of my brushes, so I'm just gonna use a really small eyeshadow brush to lightly blend out that concealer. This Huda Beauty concealer, I'm still kind of testing it out, but so far I really like it. Definitely is, I would say, it dries pretty quick, so you have to kind of work quickly with it. You can't really let it sit for that long before you blend it. But so far, I'm really liking it. Okay, for bronzer, I pulled out the Chanel cream bronzer. This is my original one, which is the light shade. I don't know if this is even going to be a good shade with this or the tinted moisturizer. I don't know if this is going to be too light. Maybe not. Oh no, this is good. I haven't used my original Chanel in a long time. I did end up getting the darker shade of the Chanel bronzer, I forget what it's called, but the deeper one. And I do like it, but I don't know. I still really like this original one. And this is actually the Fenty 195 bronzer brush. I kind of forgot that I had this. And I was going back through my brushes yesterday when I was cleaning them. And I found this one I kind of forgot about. So I figured we would use it today. For blush, I'm thinking something pretty nude, not very pigmented, since we're going blue on the eyes. I don't really know. I don't have much experience with, I don't know that I've ever used a blue eyeshadow, ever. I don't really know what goes with blue, but I'm just gonna stick with this nude Clinique blush, I think, because I feel like this is probably the best way to go if I don't know what color to use. So I'm gonna use, this is the Clinique Cheek Pop in Nude Pop. Oh yeah, so good. This is such a beautiful blush, and because it is so neutral, it literally goes with everything, which is really nice. Okay, I'm gonna use my Bite Beauty powder and this Makeup by Mario think this is the F2 brush. Yeah, F2, so it's double-ended. It has smaller and a larger side. I'm gonna take the larger side and I'm just gonna powder pretty much everywhere, just kind of lightly. Except under my eyes, because I have found that that Huda Beauty concealer really does not need powder. So I'm just gonna let it be. I changed my mind. I'm gonna take just a little bit of this Pat McGrath under eye powder, just since I don't really know what I'm doing with the eyes yet. I feel like I want to put like just a tiny bit of powder under here. All I really know about the eyes is I'm using that blue, but I don't know what else I'm going to use with it, so I'm just tapping just a little bit of this under my eyes. One final thing before we move on to the shadow is brows. So I'm going to quickly fill them in with my Clinique brow pencil. I'll probably just speed through this because you've seen me do this a bunch of times. All right, you guys, the time has come for the eyes. I just primed them with my MAC paint pot and we're gonna get started. I don't know what we're doing at all, but we're just gonna go for it. So like I said, we're gonna use this little duo from Mob Beauty. It's two of their cream shadows. These are new. I think they're called the Clay Cream Shadows. I'm pretty sure, yeah. So we're gonna use this. And then I pulled out my Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. This is really my most colorful palette. So if I need to pair something with this, I'm gonna try to use this palette, but again, I don't know what I'm going for here. Okay, I'm gonna go in with a MAC 217 brush. Oh gosh, I'm getting really nervous now. Okay, look at the pigment that just came. Oh, this is turquoise blue. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. All right, I guess we're just gonna go for it. So I'm gonna start with this all over the lid, and then I'm going to kind of try to buff it up just a little bit. I used very little because I'm trying to keep this manageable for me. So we've got it all over. Let's do the other eye. So these from Mob, the formula is really nice. They're very pigmented. So unless you want like a ton of color, you're gonna want to start kind of small with these and build it up for sure. All right, we're in it now. So I'm gonna take a little bit of my cream bronzer from Chanel, and I'm gonna put this as, I guess, my crease shade, although most of it's probably gonna be kind of drowned out by the blue. But I just kind of want to use something to tie everything together, so I'm just using a little bit of this. So that didn't add like a ton of color, it just kind of adds just a bit of that more neutral tone just to tie everything together. This is how I do color. So I know a lot of people don't really use neutral shades to kind of tone things down, but that's just kind of the way I do makeup in general. I find that you can make most things wearable, or everything is wearable, I shouldn't say that, but you can make things a little less opaque and intense if you pair it with something more neutral, you know? Now I'm gonna go into the Huda palette, and I'm gonna take this bright blue, what is this color called? Haze. So it's kind of a turquoisey blue with a bit more green to it. It's not quite as blue as this. It has a little bit more of a green tone to it. So again, I'm just gonna take a little tiny bit of this, and I'm gonna apply this to the outer corner very, very lightly and kind of blend what's left over into the crease. There we go. This Huda palette, I think I've said this before. I feel like I said this in my palette declutter, but this is such a good palette. The formula on every single shade in here is so good. Even like this blue color, sometimes, you know, depending on the formula, shades like that can be a bit tricky, but these are really good. So I'm not adding a ton here. I'm literally just adding a little bit. Okay, now I kind of want to do a sparkle. So we have these two like blue sparkly shades. One that's a little bit lighter, one that's a more like a teal kind of green blue. So this one is Nebula and this one is Mercury. So there's Mercury kind of blended out. There is Nebula. Really pretty. All right, I think I'm gonna use Nebula, the lighter one. I am gonna take just a tiny bit of glitter glue on my lid just because I don't really want the glitter to fall down. So I'm gonna try putting just a tiny, tiny bit like right in the center of the lid because that's really where I want to put the glitter. I don't want it all over. I just kind of want it concentrated like right in the middle. So I'm taking just a little bit of Nebula on my finger and tapping it on. Okay, I really like that color with the blue, so I'm glad I went with that. I don't honestly think I want to do a whole lot more with the shadow. I might do a little bit of eyeliner, but I don't know. Also kind of want to put some on my bottom lash line. Okay, we'll do the lower lash line in a minute, but I'm gonna take the Makeup by Mario pencil in the Perfect Brown, and I'm gonna try to add just a tiny bit of this to the outer corner. Just a tiny little bit. So I'm just kind of drawing it where I want it to be. I'm gonna take a little angled brush. This one is from BK Beauty. Keep my eye open and just kind of flick it out just a little bit. I just want it to look like a super soft wing. All right, then for the lower lash line, I'm gonna use that same MAC 217 that we used initially with the blue. And I'm just gonna take like one tiny little tap into it and just barely go under my eye with this. I don't wanna go too crazy with the blue under the eyes because I already have issues with dark circles. Obviously we used Corrector today, so it's not, they're not really showing through, but I don't love to add like a ton of blue down there, but just to kind of tie everything together, we'll use just a little bit. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of that Makeup by Mario pencil, and I'm just gonna put this in the waterline in the very outer corner. Before we move on to mascara, I'm gonna take just a little bit of this dark shade in the Huda palette. This is Vortex. I think it's actually like a really deep purple, but I am gonna take a little bit of that on that same little baby angled brush, and I kind of want to focus just a little bit of this right here in this outer corner, like where we started to do the wing. And I'm kind of keeping my eye open and just kind of lightly going over like that, just to intensify that brown just a little bit. And since we put eyeliner down, this will kind of set it down also. But I really am just focusing this right in this outer corner. I'm not trying to bring this anywhere else. For mascara, we're gonna use something else that I never use. I got this in an Ipsy bag recently, but it's from Item Beauty, and it's called Boost Juice Dual-Ended Lash Primer. So basically you get, obviously it's double-ended. One end has a blue primer and one end has a purple primer. So apparently you can use this under mascara or on its own. Let me read what the packaging says. Lilac side volumizes, blue side lengthens. Both give lashes the boost that they need. Apply as a boosting base under mascara or wear alone for a pop of color. We're gonna wear it alone, and we're gonna wear the blue side. I got this in an Ipsy bag, like I said, and at first I was like, what am I gonna do with a blue mascara? But I figured, what better time to try it than right now? So I'm gonna go into the blue side. Okay, I'm already seeing the blue. Okay, so there's one coat. It's very lengthening. I definitely agree with that for sure. Does it look blue on my eyes? It does in this mirror when I look close up, but I feel like from far away you probably couldn't tell that it's blue. I don't know. Can you tell that it's blue? I don't hate it with this eye look. Last, the lips. Okay, I have no idea what lip to pair with blue eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna go with some things that are in my everyday makeup drawer right here. So I'm gonna use my NYX Line Loud lip liner in Global Citizen. And then what I have sitting here are these two things. So I have this Bite Beauty lip in Leche, which looks like that. It's kind of a warmer pinky nude. And then I also have the Merit Signature lip in the shade Baby, which is a little more pink. Do we like this? I don't know. Maybe I'll put a little bit of that Bite in the center. I feel like I need a little bit of gloss. So I'm gonna do a little bit of this Patrick Ta gloss in Superficial. All right, you guys, that is gonna be it for this video. What do you think of the blue eyeshadow? Honestly, I don't hate it. I definitely don't dislike it as much as I thought I was going to. I don't know that this is gonna be a regular occurrence for me, but it was kind of fun to do something I don't normally do. So I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe this will inspire you to use a color that really intimidates you. For me, that is definitely blue. I could definitely see myself using most colors in some way, but blue is kind of one of those things I just don't really see myself using, but we did it. And I like how it turned out. I mean, I feel like it still looks neutral. It's not neutral because it's blue, but it's not opaque, harsh lines in your face color, if that makes sense. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe. I typically do pretty neutral makeup because that's what I love, but some of you have requested to see something a bit more colorful, so I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1, and I will see you next time. Remember, simply be you. Bye.